You get a website address. You find out what's in their collection, because a lot of artists, if they're really smart, depending on the type of work that they do, when I do research for some of my clients, I'm also looking for museums that have historical collections that might relate to the work that, in other words, the artist's work has been highly influenced by certain historical antecedents. So, I'm looking for ways to kind of connect. In other words, to interest a curator, I'm looking at a way to approach that makes it feel less random. So yes, in the beginning years of your career, it's like choose these better jury competitive shows, especially if they have a high-powered juror, that's fine. But then there comes a time when you really need to pull away and you need to start to think of smaller college and university art galleries, smaller art centers, and smaller museums. And so what we do in the company, we break everything down into levels 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 are institutions that usually have between 5,000 and 30,000 in annual attendance. It looks like they have a pretty serious exhibition program, and you're able to really, see that when you look at these books. I mean, it's just like all of a sudden, it's just like when you start to see all the possibilities. If you look at these books, it'll be like really exciting. It's like you'll be invigorated with the possibilities, because so many people think that the opportunities are very few, far between. It's hard to, get anything to happen, but that's not true. Because if you are willing to do that research, if you're willing to really look at how your work might fit into a particular situation, and I mean, this really translates in the commercial sector too with galleries. If you're willing to do your research and there's a reason that you're approaching, there's going to be a much greater likelihood that you're going to have, some success and some tangible results. So you've done the jury competitive shows for a while and you're ready to move on. And so sometimes, showing at some smaller college and university art galleries can really be instructional. I mean, I always think artists work much better when there's some kind of a deadline to move towards. But, it gives you a chance to sort of like refine your approaches and your skills when you're in that sort of, situation where you're planning for a show. Because in every place that, I can't say every place, that's like an outlandish remark for me to make. In most places that have colleges, college and university art galleries, smaller art centers, there are other things that are going on in that town. There may be a few smaller galleries. There may be some art consultants. There may be some corporations that are collecting art. So it's like, and again, this is coming back to our progression thing. When I get one of my clients a show, I tell them the things that they need to be aware of when they have that exhibition, because usually it's planned anywhere from a year to 2 years. Some of the museums, I'm already booking things into 2016. But the thing is, it gives you an opportunity to start to look at what, things sort of surround that. So let's sort of say like this exhibition at a better college and university art gallery or in a smaller liberal arts college. Let's say that, let's call it the mothership, okay? And the mothership just means that then there are all these little sort of like ancillary things that could happen around that exhibition. So to not look at each exhibition opportunity that you're able to secure as a way to expand upon, that, exhibition opportunity, but also as a way of making new contacts in a geographical area, letting other people know about your work, and possibly even making a gallery affiliation, because the dealer has the opportunity to actually physically see the work as opposed to getting it electronically. Now I'm going to launch into this whole thing about social media because I'm not a big proponent of it. I'm somebody that really believes that it's important for people to touch and hold things in their hands and to do something that's so nice that the people can't bear to throw it away. So what I'm going to do is, and it's like, and I think it's a real shame that a lot of these commercial gallery dealers are doing everything electronically, because it's been my experience and the experience of many people that I know. It's like you like to hold a card. You like to put it up on the mirror. You know, you like to have something to look at. It's too easy for people to go through and delete. You know, in other words, I'm intending to come back to it. You know, there's a red exclamation point, and I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to come back to it, but that's never the way it happens. So, I would suggest to artists that they might consider this alternative, and that is that when they have an exhibition and the dealer insists, you know, or the university gallery or whatever insists that they're not going to, you know, they're going to do everything electronic, that you go, you identify some place like Modern Postcard or somebody who does inexpensive postcards, and you send out your own promotion in that area. Sometimes, and it's always easier to get press lists from, you know, these people. If you don't live in that immediate area, then they don't feel there's going to be any competition. You can inquire about, you know, do they have a list of people that they would be willing to share from a mailing list that they, you know, are not really using anymore because they're doing electronically. But I do believe that people really like to hold something in their hands. Okay, so let's sort of say to ourselves, we've got the official museum directory, we've got the American art directory, and I'll just have you all pass these things around so you can look at them. Okay, we'll start back here. Y'all just can hand them back or however you want to do it.